The Roman Empire didn't fall in a single moment. It crumbled in slow motion, while the world believed it was unstoppable.
And here's the shocking part. The greatest empire in human history collapsed for reasons most people never even hear about.
It wasn't just barbarian invasions, nor corrupt emperors, not even political chaos that truly began Rome's fall. The real danger behind Rome's collapse was far more deadly, and its warning signs still echo in powerful nations today.
Stay with me, because once you learn the truth behind Rome's fall, you'll never look at history the same way again.
In 117 AD, Rome stood at its peak, ruling 60 million people, and building roads so perfect that many still survive today. Rome's armies were unstoppable, its engineering unmatched, and its culture powerful enough to shape the world.
To the people of that age, Rome wasn't just an empire, it felt eternal, an unbreakable world that could never fall. But here's the dangerous truth. Every empire looks strongest right before it breaks.
Rome's first crack appeared quietly, almost invisibly. Rome grew too big, too fast, stretching itself far beyond what any empire could control. Armies needed constant supplies, and every mile made that burden heavier. Cities needed food, water, and protection, more than Rome could provide as it kept expanding.
And remember, there were no phones, no fast travel, no instant communication. Every message took precious time. It took weeks just to send a message, and by the time news arrived, the damage was already done.
So when far-off provinces were attacked, help arrived too late to save them. Rome wasn't falling yet, but it was carrying a weight no empire could hold forever.
Here's the part schools rarely teach. The truth Rome tried to hide from its own people.
Rome ran out of money, and the empire's greatest enemy turned out to be its own empty treasury.
Wars cost gold, and Rome's wars never seemed to end. Defending borders cost gold, and every outpost demanded more than Rome could afford. The massive army cost even more gold, an unstoppable force that slowly drained the empire from within. So emperors tried something dangerous, a choice that would quietly poison the empire's future.
They weakened the currency, shaving silver from every coin, until Rome's money was Roman in name only.
They put less silver in each coin, until the treasury held more fear than metal.
Then even cheaper metals, and everyone could feel the empire's money turning worthless in their hands.
This caused inflation. Prices exploded, but people's wages stayed the same.
Salaries lost value, and the money Romans depended on was no longer enough to survive.
The middle class collapsed, and with it, the stability Rome had relied on for centuries.
And when money breaks, an empire breaks with it.
Then came the plague. Silent, merciless, unstoppable. Millions died, and Rome's strength faded with them. Even the emperor himself was taken by the plague. A shrinking population meant shrinking armies, and Rome could no longer defend its world. Shrinking taxes meant the state couldn't pay soldiers, fix roads, or keep the empire running. And shrinking power meant Rome's leaders were losing control faster than they realized. Rome wasn't just fighting enemies anymore.
It was fighting nature, and nature won. And when the barbarians finally approached Rome's borders, the empire was already broken.
Here's the truth people get wrong. Barbarians didn't destroy a powerful Rome. They walked into a broken one.
Rome was bankrupt, drained by endless wars and a collapsing economy.
This is unacceptable. Your tactics are failing.
You undermine my authority!
It was divided, its leaders fighting each other more than their enemies.
Weakened by disease, the legions no longer had the strength they once carried.
And the empire was simply too large to control, too stretched to survive.
So when the invasions came, Rome couldn't resist. Border defenses collapsed. The frontier crumbled faster than Rome could react.
Armies surrendered, not out of cowardice, but because they had nothing left to give.
Cities fell one by one, each loss cutting deeper into the empire's heart.
And in 476 AD, the last Roman emperor was quietly removed from the throne.
No legendary battle. Rome didn't go out with a roar.
No dramatic final stand. There was no one left to make one.
Just an exhausted empire, worn down by time, struggle, and silence. Quietly fading away, not with destruction, but with decay.
But here's something most people never realize. Rome didn't truly disappear. It transformed, becoming the powerful Eastern Empire we now call Byzantium.
And it survived for 1,000 more years, long after the West had fallen.
Its laws shaped modern law, still influencing the world today.
Its culture shaped modern cities, nations, and ideas. Rome's shadow never truly left. So the real mystery isn't why Rome fell, it's how Rome survived for so long.
Through war, famine, plague, and chaos, Rome endured far longer than anyone expected.
Byzantine engineers repairing aqueducts, generals training troops, scholars translating ancient...
And its legacy became the foundation of the modern world, long after the empire itself vanished.
So the real question isn't about Rome's end. It's about our future.
And now, the part that hits hardest. Everything that destroyed Rome exists again in the modern world. Overspending, collapsing economies, and fading trust in leaders, echoes of the same mistakes.
History don't repeat itself, but it echoes. And Rome's fall is the loudest echo of all.
The fall of Rome isn't just an ancient story. It's a warning. A reminder that even the greatest civilizations can fall when they ignore the signs.
And like Rome, decline doesn't start with explosions. It begins quietly.
Long before anyone even notices, the fall has already begun.
And that is why Rome's fall still matters today. There came a day when even Rome's flags, the symbols of its pride, disappeared into the dust.
If this history has moved you, then I ask you, like, share, and subscribe to HistoraX so that more stories from our past may live on.